I like one of those options. Next time someone comes to claim you, I'll just slit their throat.
You serve only me. Don't forget it.
Hi, more cowbell. So I was just thinking, hang on, so what are we up to now? So we had the prologue, then we had the trolls, then we had the season of bloom, and then we had the undead threat, and then we had the barbarians. So we should technically be approaching chapter 6 now. I think? Or have I lost count? Oh, well. Okay, that's messed up. So I suppose we'll deal with whatever's going on with Jathel here soon. What? Thank you. Thank you. Go away, Balkan. You're awesome. Go away. Before we do that... where are we at on this? So that problem's dealt with. That problem's dealt with. That problem's dealt with. Jathel, yeah, obvious. That project is complete. Okay. God, look at all these. Okay. City. Go. Of course they're all taken. I don't actually care about that one. I do care about that one. And that one. So yeah, we're approaching chapter 6, also known as the chapter where, let's see, so we've dealt with ancient undead lich cult, Cyclops death, a troll, an organized troll and kobold union, a crafted plague from hell, or miraculously from the Fae. What else? A local bandit lord. Oh yeah, an oncoming army. And betrayal from within. Like, what's next at this point? I don't want to know, do I? 6 days. How long is the city going to take? No. The other one. 7 days. Alright, well, we have a side quest to do, so let's go do that. Welcome back, Salok. So what do you think? What horrible, nightmarish plague of undeath and darkness is going to be our 6th challenge? Because we have 3 more challenges, 6, 7, and 8.
I feel tired.
Shut up. Clowns! Anything but clowns. Oh, geez, that's going to be a 3-day trip. Really? Really? That's just... Ugh. Dragons. That's true. We haven't had to deal with dragons yet. We have had to deal with... No, we haven't had to deal with demons. We haven't had to deal with demons. We haven't had to deal with dragons. What other horrible things could there be that await us? Await us. Oh, Jesus Christ. Angels? Yeah, there you go. We'll have to deal with angels. We'll have to deal with platypuses. Platypi?
I need to catch my breath.
Is this it? No, I guess not.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Is that it? All this way and that's it? Oh, gosh darn it. Alright, fine. Hang on, let's figure out what's going on with this stupid well. Let's head back. See, platypuses just sounds better. It also sounds more terrifying. Oh god, it's the platypi! Versus, oh god, it's the platypuses! You know. Yeah, that's nice. Don't you know we're at war? And we have to get to the bald hilltop, right? That's another thing we gotta do. Hello?
How may I serve you, Your Highness?
You may never serve me. I do like baked goods. One day to solve. Oh. Right. Oh, there he is. 2 days. Well, I need to go get to the Bald Hill.
Rest.
So let's go. I've already quoted the platypuses are an eldritch monster thing to you, Platty. I'm just curious. It's a joke, obviously. I'd have to go find it again. Alright, to the hilltop. Then I'll figure out what's going on with the well. I haven't. Okay, well, hang on.
To victory!
Oh no, enemies! Everywhere!
Strike worth a legend.
Ray,
Good.
be generous to them.
I'm letting you out of our store. Strike worth a legend.
No contest. There is still time for surrender.
I'm good.
Ray,
Worth a
be
legend.
generous to
Training
them.
pays off.
You are outmatched.
I'm letting you out of our store.
Victory is inevitable.
Enderal, Ginger Ninja. Another long RPG that's supposed to be difficult. I can't wait. Why does this not give me a link to the actual episode? God dang it. Next development in 2 weeks. Okay. Whoops. Whatever. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I don't care. Enderal, correct. Yeah, no kidding, Mark Alba. Worst case scenario. We're fine. So how do I figure out this well thing? Let's go here. See if that'll make the well thing happen. So where's this well thing? I don't even have a well. Do I have a well?
I'll go ahead.
Excuse me. Is there a well up here? There's no well up here. Oh, there's a well. No, it's not a well. Damn it. King running through town. Hey, where's the well? I need to find a well. Hello? Anybody? But I need to deal with the well. Okay, fine. Whatever, whatever. So in that case, I guess we'll go deal with her thing. Whatever, let's go all the way out here. Stop. I should probably have Jathal in the party. Yeah, can I just do this? There we go. Okay. Take two. This is true. This is proving to be really weird to find, Platy. I hope you know that.
I need to catch my breath.
What?
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Ah, for God's sakes. Okay, are you ready to deal with these stupid pranks now? Go deal with the frickin' pranks. God damn it. You go deal with that. Gosh, that's another problem. Why are you... Why is it taking 9 more days to deal with? You know what? Cancel. I don't even care. Come here and deal with this problem. Okay, so anyways.
I'm hungry.
Tremble before the might of my guardian. It is a fierce chimera, a patchwork demon, composed of the most gruesome and deadly elements of a dozen horrible nightmares. Excuse me. Its behemoth claws can tear a ship in twain. Its thorny carapace can resist magical... it's the most powerful of magics. It moves with the speed of lightning and strikes twice as hard. It breathes fire and drips poison. So it's a platypus, obviously. And you're probably thinking, how the heck is that a platypus? Well, he was promised claws. He purchased the platypus at the local True Guardian outlet. He was promised claws and an impossible biology. So a platypus has claws, and is a burrowing duck-billed mammal, so that's impossible biology. As for the poison and fire, he has little poison barbs on his hind legs. Oh, also there's a bottle of vodka and a lighter taped to his underbelly. I may now upgrade regions. Oh, for God's sakes, go away! Nope. Okay, so apparently, Urgathoa has a really weird portfolio. So, goddess of physical excess, disease, and undeath. Okay. So this woman is incredibly evil. I know what you're thinking. Lord, don't be so judgmental. This is from her own words. Long ago I was a powerful priestess of Urgathoa, leader of a secret coven. I had everything: power, beauty, wealth, admirers, ready to sacrifice their lives for me. I possessed the secret of Urgathoa's ritual, which grants the power to overcome death and old age. It demands the life of blood relatives as a payment, but what of that? I had given birth to 2 adorable daughters and raised them in anticipation of the day when their youth and beauty would become mine. But I was naive and overconfident of my power. I met an enemy who destroyed me in my hopes of a second youth. I can still share the ritual with you, Jaethal. The ritual will grant you immense power. You can be a living being again if that's what you wish. All I ask is that you prolong my life. Raise me as undead. The other roads to eternity are closed to me, and I do not wish to die. Right. Okay. Okay. Before I agree to do this evil thing for an evil person who is evil, what happened to you? My ritual, it demands the victim be properly prepared. Some time ago I took my daughters to the Coven's underground hall, and lulled them into a magical sleep that was to last many months. However, I did not consider the father of one of the girls, also an adept of Urgathoa, would put the life of his child above his passion for me and all we believed for. The fool secretly went to beg for help at the Temple of Pharasma. The Lady of Graves is not highly revered in our country. Only 2 old priestesses lived at her temple, and when they learned a secret coven of Urgathoa operated in the city, they called the Inquisitor for help. I remember him clearly, so young, so proud, a half-elf of rare beauty. Thick brown hair, gaze that burned with a certainty that he was his goddess's favorite weapon. He broke into the hall while I was preparing the ritual. We fought, Coven of Urgathoa against Pharasma's Inquisitor and his 2 companions. Everyone died that evening except the 2 of us, but no matter how self-confident he was, he couldn't defeat me. I remember the moment he realized it. I read it on his face, and when he lost confidence for the first time. But then, he rushed to my daughters, still lying in slumber, and killed both of them in an instant. What? He said no way out. Were his mocking words a curse or just a guess? I don't know, but they bore the fruit of truth. No way out. My coven died, my secrets revealed. I had to flee. Hide from Pharasmites and in the backwoods down the rat hole, denying myself my usual luxuries. Without my daughters, I can no longer prolong my life and youth. Year after year, I tried in vain to conceive a child, but they failed miserably, and I'm horrible and awful and evil and ugly now. I like Octavia's take on that. Poor girls, what did they do to deserve that? Betrayed by their mother and dying at the hand of someone who was supposed to protect them. Okay. Is there any way to continue this quest that doesn't involve being an evil idiot? I'm just curious. Because I've seen quests like that before. I mean, if you want to support an evil party member, you're going to have to do evil things. Hanhar, KOTOR 2, right? Because if the only way to continue this quest is to be evil, I'm more inclined to not. Whatever. Wow, she just died. She literally just died. We didn't kill her. She just died. Now I propose... She says, I propose we leave this carrion to the ravens. This pathetic, weak, ugly creature was unworthy of Urgathoa and even more unworthy of the gift of unlife. Chaotic evil. Unleash an old, evil, undead priestess in the world? Why ever not? Raise her, Jaethel. No. This woman was a monster in life, and she'll be worse than undead. It may be cruel, but in my opinion, we should not revive her. Oh, now what? So Enua was the Inquisitor in question. For almost 40 years I've hunted the undead and cultists of Urgathoa for the glory of the Lady of Graves. I destroyed Taneka's coven, tracked Jaethel to the wasteland and killed her, only to find that her hideous deity returned her to life. To put an end to that, I made use of a company of naive young elves near the camp of Thorn River. He's so honest! What a stunning frankness. Did you imagine, half-blood, that those youngsters can handle me and the king? Oh, don't be so naive. I held no hope for the young elves would kill you or your defender. No, I wanted you to kill them. And I did all I could to inform their relatives of the horrible violence you perpetrated. Retribution will follow sooner or later. One lonely warrior of Pharasma may fall, but 3 elven clans will find a way to extract their revenge. There's no way out, Jaethel. Not for you. What is wrong with this guy? Seriously? Jesus. You deliberately sent elves to their deaths. They weren't undead. What grudge do you hold against them? Oh, they were a necessary tool to complete my mission. In my youth, I thought the best decision was a bold, honest battle against apostates and monsters. But I learned much from my struggle against Tanaka. There's nothing worse than seeing an abomination rise before you, and being powerless to strike it down. One must use any methods available. Strangely enough, Valerie doesn't like that. Go figure. Why'd you kill her daughters? They were necessary for her disgusting ritual, and their death was the chance to prevent it. Don't forget who I serve. Their honest deaths and their souls' journey to Pharasma's judgment was a better fate than the mother prepared for them. Oh my god. We're in the middle of a blood feud between two gods of death. And that woman, who is now dead, was a fanatic, disgusting person. And he is a fanatic, disgusting person. So when did you track down Jathal? Oh, immediately after the trial. I was born in kind and often visited. It's uncommon for high society ladies to perform ritual murders for the glory of the Dark Goddess, so the news quickly reached my native Greengold, and soon came to me. When later the elves sentenced her to exile rather than the usual life imprisonment, well, how could I stay away? So why are you here now? Oh, I wanted to talk to you, King. My hunt for Jathal is the greatest work of my life. She is the living example of the hideous essence that is the cult of Urgathoa. Yes, I did, Nerman. Back when you first linked it in Discord. The distortion of the world order and the triumph of the evil intentions of her vile deity. Even if I die today, this story will end the way I intended, but you can change your own role in it. So Jathal says you've been playing games for too long, Zealot. Eneo allows himself a smile. I've heard this so many times, even amongst the priests of Pharasma. There are many who think my faith is insane, and my methods cruel and excessive, but that is the fate of the Inquisitor. Loneliness. The dead one's scum, of course, but at least she's our scum, and she always helps in fights. But I don't like the other guy at all. He lied us, told us tales, so let him beat it. Then we have a lot of options we could pick here. It was a mistake for me to ally with the undead. So, okay, we can side with Eneo, or side with Jathal. Lawful good and neutral side with Eneo. Lawful neutral, neutral good, and neutral evil side with Jathal. As usual, I find myself leaning towards neutral good here. Like, what the hell kind of dialogue is that? It was a mistake for me to ally with an undead murderer. I now know that Jathal will never stop, and I must support you, Enuo. Yeah, sure, whatever. Neutral good. You are a dangerous fanatic. Innocent people have died because of you. More blood may be spilled unless you are stopped. And then he dies. Horribly.
Exceed yours. You are outmatched.
I'm reading you out of your life.
Fleeting.
Strike with lightning.
So, moving on. Race him as undead. I mean, I would, but I can't. But we're going to roleplay a second here. We're going to pretend one of those skeletons is him. Come on, buddy. Let's go. I know what you're thinking. What use would you have of him as an undead? Well, you know how all my party members are constantly complaining about how tired they are for forced marching? So instead, each of the undead are going to be carrying them all the way back. You know, like a carriage, except a little creepier. And that way they can relax and enjoy the trip. Back home we go. Ba ba da ba. Just imagine the undead just makes a little noise, but I mean a carriage makes noise too, right? You get used to it after a while.
I need to catch my breath.
Hey, Permeus. We're not evil. Whatever they tell you, they're lying. So, prankster's dealt with. Thank goodness. I'm seriously getting close to the point where I'm just going to start ignoring problems and accepting the hits because I'm so tired of it. Getting in the way of me actually doing stuff. And of course, this is another of those takes 14 days to do things. I'm really sick of those 14-day things. Yeah, they were Fae, Aleph.
I feel tired.
Would you like to do something? It'll take 14 days. Why? Supernatural's a show, isn't it? I think. Feel like I've heard of that. God, honestly, Bones really would be really uncomfortable to travel on. I think we could all admit that. No, Nerdman. I have failed you.
Need to catch my breath.
No special effect. Why are there regional upgrades that have no special effect to them? I'm just idly curious. Actually, I have been to the Haunted Mansion. I used to go to Disney semi-regularly. Mom knew a guy who basically gave us free tickets. And when I say free tickets, I mean we could go every single day for 3 months in a row for free if we wanted to. It was just passes. It was just a pass to Disneyland. But it wasn't just to Disneyland. It was to everything on the Southern Coast. So we went to a lot of stuff. There's another one. No special effect. Whatever. But yeah, we used to go to Knott's Berry Farm, SeaWorld, Six Flags, Disney. You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to start eating problems. Whatever. It's at the point where the benefit of taking out a problem does not outweigh the detriment of losing a person. Let's start moving through these curses instead. Funnily enough, I've never been to Disney World. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, whatever. It has admittedly been just about 17 years since I last been to Disneyland. Lindsay. She sent you the letter. She softened her tone a bit, so she's going to ask it to help it, blah, blah, blah. She pauses as she realizes something. You won't be offended I read your letter, right? It's just that the courier brought it in an unsealed paper, so I just... Alright, whatever. Oh. Ugh. Well, someone's trying to rebel against me. I don't even know who it is. At least I don't recognize the name. Hi, Stormwolf. So Tristian is the one who started the attacks on the Bald Hill. But he's not the one still leading them, so... So there's the Grey Rebellion. I'll probably deal with that one. Or not. It's okay, I have 20 days to deal with it. 1, 2... Oh, for God's sakes. Whatever, go deal with the rebellion. With force. And fire, if need be. What is this? Priests of Abadar and Gozra are trying to kill each other. Oh my god. That's it, I'm out. I'm taking my money, I'm quitting. I'm going to retire. This kingdom can go rot. Sick of this place. Okay, hang on. So 4 days, 29 days, 18 days, 12 days. That should be enough time. Let's go see what the hell's going on, shall we? At the well. One thing I've noticed, and this is a good thing, is you can just turn off Kingdom Mode if you want to. Now, I would never do that because I enjoy Kingdom Mode more than anything else about this game. Whoa! This looks different. But, it's a good option. Nice background art. Because it's not going to be for everyone. And, of course, on replay, sometimes you're not going to want to deal with it. Yeah, I saw that, Nerdman. I don't know who that is, though. Excuse me, off the top of my head. It's part of the options positive, yes, so look. I'm probably going to add a second positive for options, because there's some pretty decent options here. Rob Stark. I know who that is. No, I don't. I'm lying. I don't know who that is. Hang on. Rob Stark. Nope, still don't know who that is. Oh well. A character. Got it. Which one, Nerdman? There were so many. Sorry. It's not actually funny. Yeah, I know it's Game of Thrones. That's... Game of Thrones has moved sufficiently past my knowledge that at this point I don't really have the ability to keep up with it anymore. So I kind of stopped trying. No, I saw a picture of him. I just... Nothing. I got nothing. Doesn't look familiar at all. I'm sure he's a character in Game of Thrones. That's about all I know. How can I build the freaking teleport thing? Should I just build the Mage's Tower? Is that gonna make it happen? Maybe it is. Okay, so let's make a Mage's Tower happen. I was going to say something else about the whole Game of Thrones thing, and then I remembered I can't. Because, you know, spoilers. You know, you say that, Blackfall, I'm not sure I believe you. So I'm just building a Mage's Tower everywhere, just in case. Because this game obviously does not want me to teleport. So we're going to go with what I like to call the no-really method. And so this is covering two possibilities here. Either A, the game does want me to have a Mage's Tower everywhere, or B, it's increasing my arcane to get to the point where I can have my actual teleportation. By the way, in case you think I'm just doing this wildly, also hosts a teleportation circle that allows select clientele to travel the world across a magical teleportation network, is in the mouse over for the Mage's Tower, so I'm not just doing this blindly. These things are expensive too, Jesus. Have a Mage's Tower up there? Nope. To put it in a bit of perspective, each of these ones I'm building is 8,000 gold equivalent. Now, fortunately, I'm kind of swimming in gold right now, so whatever. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, right. I'm dealing with that quest, which is actually part of the last crisis. But whatever. I mean, charging for a portal network is kind of an old concept. Hells, I know several MMOs where people would charge for portals. Okay, I must have missed it. There it is. I did miss it. What, the Haunted Mansion thing? I feel like there is one somewhere. Not counting, obviously, the various roller coaster games out there.
I need to catch my breath.
Oh, you mean the Portal Network thing? That would also be kind of cool. Like managing a teleportation empire. The longer it goes, the more power it takes, so you have to manage how much you charge for it, but maybe want to give a discount to this other kingdom or company because they're willing to give you a lot of business.
Enemy near.
There's a bunch of mercenaries. Teleport Tycoon. I like it. Let's do it. Let's make it.
My skills exceed yours. You are outmatched.
Good.
No contest.
Yeah, WoW and Asheron's Call and EverQuest. There's some examples of games where people have actually paid for portals. Right off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Ultima Online. It's another big one. Because Ultima Online had kind of a weird system where basically you would cast a spell on an item that would mark the location you were at when you cast the spell, effectively crafting your own hearth spot. So the exact coordinates you were at when you cast it, that's the recall point. And you could have like a whole bunch of those in your bag. And a lot of people did. It caused a lot of server lag too. Hello, Zio. Now, I gotta be honest, I'm not in favor of Lynxia at all. But Darwin could go to hell.
I'm not afraid.
So he summoned some demons to help him fight. It's not gonna help him any.
My skills exceed yours.
Which one, Nerdman? Ah, you're probably thinking of, Lord British.
You are outmatched. No contest. Be generous to them, for I am not.
I need to catch my breath.
I don't know the exact specifics of it off the top of my head. The long and the short of it was that he showed up. He shouldn't have been killable. Someone figured out a way to bypass his protections and killed him. It was extremely amusing. That being said, in the moment, most people didn't even realize what happened. And he, that is to say, Richard Garriott, responded pretty badly because Richard Garriott's kind of an asshole. It was only later they kind of spun it and did something with it. I looked at it, Zio. I tried it a bit. I didn't care for it personally. A trial? They want to bring him back and try him? I'm actually torn on how to respond to that. I'm tempted to just say, just execute him, but then again, that's the lawful neutral option, by the way. Just execute him. Because it sounds like this is a show trial and they want to torture him. And I'm not in favor of show trials or torture. The Cardassians had trials. Leroy was a fully scripted event, Nerdman. It was just a bunch of friends who got together who basically made a joke in a way that only WoW players would get. And it kind of spread. They actually did several takes, too, to get the best version of it. What do you think, guys? Should I let him go and be tortured and show trialed, or do you think we should have him executed? I'm not even going to pick the option to say, where's my reward? Not only do I not care, but she's not going to give me jack. Because she's a horrible person. The Order of the Scourge. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I know what Scourge really means, so it's not actually that bad of a thing. In fact, fun fact, if you actually look up the definition of the term Scourge, you might understand why when Kel'Thuzad named the Scourge, he meant it as a compliment. Because those are hypothetical negatives which have not yet been codified, Kaiser Soze. Dude, whatever, I don't even care. Apparently I am a bandit lord and an unworthy ruler, and apparently the Hell Knights will deal with your lands and bring order here. I mean, we could just kill her, but it's the chaotic evil choice. Why is that the chaotic evil choice? Okay, that's not a definition of Scourge I was aware of, Lycon. Now you're going to make me look it up. It's about the 5th time I've had to pause stream to look something up today. Now that's interesting. So there is the whip definition, but they also refer to it as a person or thing that causes great trouble. Now neither of these are the definitions I was aware of, so I'm going to have to look into that one. Yeah, to scrub something clean was my own definition that I was aware of, but apparently it's not. Now you got me looking, Lycon. Hang on. Stream's paused. Stream's paused. And the website isn't loading at all. Yeah, whatever. I changed my mind. I don't care. Moving on. The reason Kel'Thuzad called the Scourge was because it was something that was meant to clean and purify the world. To scourge by fire, in other words. I'm just going to say LN. I'm not afraid of you. Piss off. I'd rather kill you, but for some reason the game thinks that's chaotic evil. Whatever.
The path is clear.
Okay, so now to continue our approach to Chapter 6. By which I mean, let's go make more money. And then dump it on the kingdom, like we always do. Yes, I am clearly an unworthy bandit lord. I hate zealots so much. In video games, too. I would have killed her for threatening my kingdom. She flat out said, we're going to come and bring order to your lands. That is a political, military threat.
Catch my breath.
That is a, no, you're going to die for saying that. For intimating such a thing.
We should gather our strength.
That's right, there's nothing I care about more than killing zealots. There's only 2 types of people I can't stand. Those who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. To this day, that's the only joke I remember from that stupid film. I do love a good Belgian waffle. So the Dutch are okay. We're cool. Here, I think? Yep, there he is. Why wouldn't it be, Aleph? Good times are rolling. And as usual, I'm just going to turn this immediately into build points. Work is my passion! Sorry. What kind of benefits does it get, Blackfall? You don't mind my asking. Well, I don't know. Like, I really don't. I literally had to cheat to bypass a bug where it wasn't allowing me to upgrade my towns. So, make of that what you will. I guess that's not really cheating at that point, is it? Yes, I accepted the goblins. They are welcome here. They are all welcome here. Is the Mage Tower done? Nope, 12 days till the Mage Tower is done. I think we're at the point where we're just kind of waiting for a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so I guess we'll just, actually, I don't think we can rank anything up. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Immediately 7 things go wrong. The second I hit that, everything goes wrong. This game bugged? Nah. I guess that's dealt with. After this is Enderall, Nerdman. After that, I'd have to look it up. Alright, what's all this crap? I have no one who can deal with that. The treasury has been robbed. Oh my frickin' god. Alright, fine. What do you want? What do you want? There is not a list you can see, no. But if you give me a moment, I'll just pull it up. Just buy the charm. Seriously. Yeah, I don't like it, Aleph. It is coffee. Detect chaos. Smite chaos. Nice. Yeah, it's like the Battlestar Galactica remake. It's another good example of coffee. In fact, it was one of the earliest examples of me using that term regularly when it came to other people. And I have actually read several of the novels. I've seen bits and pieces of the show up to whenever the head got popped. I know that's a crude way of putting it, but you know what I'm talking about. And that was pretty much the last episode I watched. That was officially... I'm done. We good here. We good. Oh wow, our arcane is skyrocketing after all those towers we built. No, I was referring to the fact that BSG was one of the earliest times I used the term coffee with my friends. Before that, I would call it Elvis. Ugh, deal with these fanatics, please. I apparently am lacking an advisory slot. Probably an espionage, if I were to guess. I need to deal with that. Oh, good. We're back down to worried. Oh, my God. Why me? Why me? Okay. Well, we dealt with the rebellion, at least. The general ordered the common folk be left unharmed, for they were only Davor's pawns. The local population hardly suffered. The bandits were swiftly punished. Now that is what I like to hear. Thank you. Must have slain a devil and witnessed by a Hell Knight. Wow. Problems. Problems! Nothing but problems. I ignore problems. No, seriously, I'm pretty much just ignoring problems. I really am at this point. But what I am going to do is build a couple things. We need more espionage. Do we have anything that can make more espionage? Other than the black market? Goblin quarters. Didn't we already build that? I swear we did. We did! Heh. What else we got here? Kobold quarters, which we also already built. Noble Villa provides that. That's funny. We already have a watchtower. Well, that's a good question, Aleph. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Hey, teleportation circle. About friggin' time. All of the sudden. Do none of these raise relations? Oh no, brewery raises relations. Sure, raise relations. Just realized the reality of saying that sentence. Oof. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope each of the visits goes well then, exclamation mark. And yes, I will probably be playing this game for several days since, period. Right now I'm trying to set up a teleportation network amongst all of the towns in my kingdom, period. It's very important, period. I think it's very important. I do wish there was a switch between towns button here, rather than go back to the map, go into the thing, go back to the map, go into the thing, you know. Especially since it resets your map position every time you go to the map. So I've just been counting. Okay, looks like I already built here. I think it's everywhere. Okay. Okay. Now what? Let's see. Community, culture, arcane. I'll think about that in a second. Economy, divine, loyalty. Actually, yeah, go start that. Curse, 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 curse. Military. Stability. Relations. Oh, there it was. Relations. Oh god, that would be awful, more cowbell. Oh yeah, the list. Sorry, Nerdman. I actually forgot. In order, although this might change. So it's this game, then Enderall, then Anthem, then The World Ends With You, then Spider-Man, then Dark Messiah Might and Magic, then Hitman 2, then Tales of Suspiria, then Pokemon Let's Go. So, Jenna Tannerson, the woman who cursed her child. This case proves beyond any reasonable doubt that the words possess true power. Even a person with no magical ability can place a curse on someone, even without knowing what they're doing. This research has increased our understanding of blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, a bunch of stuff I'm going to ignore. Now you might think, Lore, why isn't that on the website? Because I have no idea how much longer I'm going to be playing this game. Oh, you want me to get a spy chief? Well, okay. See you around, Erdman. Gosh, I hope not, Aleph. I'd hate to have to kill him. Okay, Spymaster. Oh, excuse me, Minister, aka Spymaster. Hey, Jathel. Got a job for you. Care. Don't care. Okay, so we're actually done with those. We're starting to catch up a little bit. Let's get some more curse research going on. Community, where was... She's busy, of course. Whatever. Alright, okay. Great, we're gaining renown. That's not good, by the way. That's me saying blah. So here's all the problems we've been deliberately ignoring. Ooh. So she wants me to accept torturing the merchants to figure out who the spy is. I mean, I get that espionage is not exactly a clean business, but seriously? So, we could demand that the strangers police their own. We could send her spies to police the merchants, or we could torture the merchants. Now, why would I do that? I mean, I'm not in favor of torture anyways, and I'm definitely not in favor of torture for getting information. You ever been tortured? Because I have. It's not fun. No, she didn't like that, but whatever. No torture. This is a very simple rule. Yes, she is an evil Inquisitor who happens to be undead. That's actually kind of a cool idea. She wants to propose building free waysides on the traveled roads. In other words, something other than, you know, taverns or inns or places that actually cost money. Now, I say that's funny. That's a real thing here in the States, at least. I don't know if that's true in any other countries, but if you go on any of the longer interstates, there's usually little rest stops that people have paid for and funded. And they're fairly basic, but they're there to help people, you know, take a rest on the road. And I've always been in favor of those. So, yeah. Let's do it. That's true. I am now a dark and cruel person, Lycon. To the rack with you! And to prove how cruel and evil I am, I'm going to make Aleph be the one who tortures you. And if Aleph doesn't torture you, I'll make Bregwin torture him. It's nothing but torture from here on out. Torture, torture, torture. It's like the 4th time I've seen that. The wolves problem. Evil Inquisitor sounds redundant. Okay. Nope. No, comma. Mostly just trying to build my teleport network, period. Although, comma, I do need to send you a picture of something sometime, period. I guess I'll start to send it now, period. Hang on a second. The lights almost came back on. Wow. Yeah, that feels about right, Harriet. Okay, so I think I don't actually want either of these trade agreements, so I think I'm actually done with that. Now I just have infinite curses to deal with. Oh my god, they take so long to do, too. Wait a minute, what's this? What kind of cheesecake is this? I roll awareness to see what kind of cheesecake it is. I rolled a 7. Let's rank up our espionage. So we're not below rank 2 on anything now. Raspberry. Just raspberry what, though? Yep. Problems. Lots of problems. Don't care. I mean, I do care. It's just I have accepted not doing that. Yeah, I'm actually curious where the heck the definition I got was from, Lycon. Because as I mentioned, the definition I listed for the one in Warcraft is the specific reason Kel'Thuzad named the Scourge that. Like, that was the reason. So I'm curious where that definition comes from, you know? Because obviously it doesn't come from the dictionary. So, hey, that's like the 3rd time I've gotten that problem, too. Ooh, chocolate graham crust. Those are my favorites. Well, like, there's 2 definitions of Scourge. One is the whip, which you use to hurt people, and the other is to punish or to cause great suffering. And then there's the definition that apparently doesn't exist in the dictionary. You know what? Hang on. I actually have a website. Give me a second. Now you're really making me look this up. I have an etymology. Etymology? Etymology. I'm saying that right, I think. Website that I like to use for definitions of words, where they came from, etc., etc. No, the verb. Here we go. From Old French, escurger, I have no idea how to pronounce that, meaning to afflict for the sake of punishment or purification. And that's from the 1300s. And you're right, scour is literally built into Scourge. The noun version of Scourge has a completely different thing, which comes from excorigiere, which I'm probably incredibly pronouncing wrong, which is actually vulgar Latin, meaning out or off, and then added on to that, thong or shoelace, probably specifically referring to a whip, probably from a Gaulish word origin related to the Old Irish cumrech, which is fetter, aka from the PIE root ridge, to bind. Figuratively used in the late 14th century, as in the terminology Scourge of God, title later given by later generations to Attila the Hun, from about 406 to 453. Interesting. Moving on. Oh no, the daughter of a well-known merchant has gone missing. I mean, yeah, sure. There's actually very little reason not to say no to that. Anyways, hi, God Emperor's Finest. I'm glad you're enjoying it. PAX just finished it, like, yesterday. And I'm not going to spoil anything, don't worry. But it's a game that he says I should probably never play, but it sounds pretty good. Hey, thanks. Damn it, more potions. I mean, hi! Thanks. Spoken. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay. I think we're still in the break before Chapter 6. Like, I haven't seen it pop up yet. Yeah, no, nothing. Okay, fine. We'll deal with some of these problems. Fine. Okay, won't deal with that one. Just because I'm tired of these problems existing. Yeah, go ahead. Deal with that. Eight that I am aware of, God Emperor's Finest. And we are on approach to 6 right now. Hey, Trunifor, what's up? Did the picture send? Nope, not yet. Wow, we actually dealt with some were-rats, including were-rats. I'm glad I decided to deal with that one. Frickin' Faye. I don't understand that sentence, Harriet. I'm sorry. Ah, gotcha. To my knowledge, DLC did not add anything to the main game. It added a separate campaign that you could play. It's selectable at the main menu. So this is actually funny. We have the opportunity to shut down the freedom of the press, including to execute them, or we could set up by our own newspaper, but that costs BP every week. Which is what I did. It's only 160 gold a week. That's not too bad. Hell, these frickin' monthly gifts I'm getting from people are paying for that. Ugh, okay. Where are we at on stability? Oh my god. Okay, so that's gonna be a while. Plus 20 to overland movement speed in the kingdom. Yeah. Candlemere. Curses are mysterious to be sure, but there's no curse at play at Candlemere. Its reputation stems from the strange portal located on the island and the will-o-wisps that once lived around it. This research, so there's no curse there, interestingly enough. I mean, that's basically where I'm at, more Calvel. I mean, don't mistake me. I would actually be happy to have it. It's just... I'd rather you just gave me the money. Well, because if you're paying attention, Lycon, there's actually 3 separate portraits in this game. I'm serious. If you go to the custom portrait thing, there's small, medium, and large. So I did a different image for each of the 3. Besides, no one wants to see my mug. Okay, so what else we got here? Let's do that. We're actually starting to run out of BP finally. Like it's taking us a while to get there, but we're slowly getting down to the point where we are running out of BP. Go ahead and start on that. As I'm throwing 200 BP projects out left and right. Probably why. Yeah, sure. Let's up the economy even more. I saw that mod, actually, more cowbell. Unfortunately, it isn't really compatible with the way I stream. I mean, it would be, and I could make it work, but it would be a pain to set up. That's why I didn't bother. And problems that went unaddressed are here to stay. I'll actually deal with that one. Again? That's the exact same one I just finished. Alright, whatever. He's trying to tell me why minting our own coinage would be a good thing. Yes. Go do it. Jesus. Oh, hey, something for the gold pile. Thank you. Into the pile. I like to think there's literally a pile of gear just at the side of the throne. Because you remember, I haven't actually been to the vendor in a while here. So there's just a pile just sitting there. That's going to be very expensive. However, that produces additional BP per every 1,000 BP in the treasury. Which means we'll be getting no benefit from it whatsoever at the start, but, you know, whatever. Ah, yes, the thing I'm not doing. We could up the economy even more right now. Jesus. I just... Thank you! No, I wait till he's gone. I'm not a dick. Or am I? You can see the pile. No, shoot. Alright, if anybody sees the pile, execute them. We found no evidence the ever-blooming flower came into being as a result of a curse. However, we do know the mysterious woman who created the flower was herself cursed, and this curse demanded that she make ruins of kingdom. Perhaps the flower was not the direct result of the curse. One moment, please. Try again. There we go. But an instrument designed to fulfill its demands. As for the flower itself, it is a most exceptional species. It comes from the first world and is infused with magic, and thanks to our research, it is now possible to cultivate this plant from the first world in the exotic plants from the first world in the exotic garden. There are issues with that, Aleph. I mean, to be clear, there are benefits of simply accepting someone else's currency as your own. But there are also pretty big detriments for doing that, too. Alright, whatever. Yeah. Into the pile. Yeah, anytime you mess with a currency, it's a mess. That is absolutely true. I mean, it is worth noting that there are reasons and times when you should mess with your currency. But that's basically something you should never just jump into. Ever. You should always think very carefully and very hard about if you're going to do anything to mess with your currency. I could also mention that part of the problem is the nature of currency valuation. Because it's not a universal standard, to put it as simply as I can. And so a lot of the valuation and devaluation we see in real life is as a consequence of politics as well as cultural variances more than actual reality. Even economic reality. Hey, thanks for this. And thanks for that. Yep. Toss that in there. Toss that in there. Anything else? Oh, yep, hang on. There's Leviathans. Actually, hang on. Into the pile. Into the pile. Into the pile. Anything else? Might keep that. Into the pile. Into the pile. Yeah, I need some BP. I have purchased almost 10,000 BP from this merchant now. Think about that. See, it's not like I don't value these gifts they're giving me. They are literally helping to fund my kingdom. It's just, you know how picky and persnickety artisans are, right? we doing on the curses? Oh, just that one left. Okay, so that means rank up Arcane. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Oh my god. We even have an illusionist parlor. That woman can conjure up more dresses and makeup and hairstyles than you can imagine. Perfect for an evening out. You just have to remember to be home before the spell wears off. Ooh, a necromancer from Geb is looking to set up shop in my domain. He wishes to raise undead servants and rent them out as cheap labor. In his homeland, skeletons till the fields, cut down trees, and mine ore, while elsewhere in the world, necromancy is strictly forbidden. For in order to animate a dead body, you must snip off a small fragment of the soul that once resided within it. Our guest asks for a license. In return, he promises a batch of workers. Just thinking about it makes me sick. He vows to use only those who signed a contract while they're alive, selling their bodies away for a few gold coins. However, I have little doubt this will lead to all kinds of trouble. First, enterprising citizens will buy shovels and develop a habit of paying nightly visits to graveyards, and then beggars and orphans will start disappearing from the streets. No, we cannot let this happen. Moments like this kind of make me go... Like, you realize I'm a necromancer, right? I have literally raised dead in front of you. I am actually slowly turning into an undead myself. When I hit level 20, I will be an undead being. Also, while this actually has nothing to do with canon or the game at all, there's my portrait. Yeah, no, I am a necromancy undead summoning. Well, I mean, admittedly, most of my summons are more elemental focused, so I suppose there's that. But I am literally an undead sorcerer. That being said, I actually think I agree with her. Like, if this didn't get out of hand, sure. But the problem is, it's the escalation problem, right? Like, the moment you open that door, people are like, oh, we can make a quick buck by getting corpses to the necromancer, right? I mean, that's going to be an issue, so no, I'm with you on that. Sorry. We're gonna nut that one off. I cannot believe the next. So when's the next curse happen? 129 days. Wow, this is a nice big break. I'm not complaining. This is the first time we've really been able to seriously focus on some kingdom stuff in a while. There is only one necromancer in these lands. Of course. Not really Crazy Norse. Like, it is reasonably well balanced. The time management aspect of it is pretty logical. The only ones that really get to me is the curse research, because near as I can tell, the curse research doesn't really get you anything. Like, you expend a decent chunk of BP and, like, 2 months of someone being out of communication. And all you get out of it is, like, a +1 to Divine and a +1 to Arcane and some lore. I've been doing it because of the lore side of things, but that's it. Like, there's no benefit to it, which kind of sucks. Speaking of which, where are we at with curses right now? Can he... Nope. Are they both doing it? Well, he's still doing that curse for 3 days. Yay! One more day. It's unclear whether anyone actually cursed the Hanvakis or not. Even if so, it must have been a very old familial curse. So old that all traces of the original magic have long faded in time. Still, this research has increased, yada yada yada. Aw, happy birthday. Thanks, guys. So that's a 60 day, that's a 45 day. Oh god, we're out of BP, sort of. And we don't have a lot of money either right now. Alright, go start looking into that curse, and now we're effectively broke. Sure, let's go do that quest while we're at it. We still have 126 days until the next development of the main plot, when Chapter 6 will start, when the dragons attack, and then the undead demon dragons attack. Oh, I've had plenty of bugs. I literally had to use that plugin right there, Bag of Tricks. This is why I picked it up, actually, in order to fix a bug with upgrading my towns. That's the first really big bug I've encountered, though. Like a bug that inhibited my progress. Okay, where is this shrine? It should be up here. Like, that's where I was told. Of course it's not up here. Why would it be up here? That's just ridiculous. Maybe it's down here? We've had a few other bugs here and there. I've kind of stopped tracking them, if I'm being completely honest. Old country road. Sorry. Don't sue me. Is it still not sending? It really doesn't like sending you pictures for some reason, period. I've tried to send it 2 times now, period. There it is. Don't go this way. Sure, Harriet. Give me a second. Oh, and you asked me if I'm actually... So, to be clear, I am neutral good. As you can see, I'm pretty much hovering between chaotic good and neutral good. But my class is a sorcerer, and as you can see, I am of the undead bloodline. I wasn't actually kidding. Like, my next level... Excuse me, my next level, I'll actually gain incorporeal form. But it's not until 20 that I finally gain the ability to become undead. DR5, plus 4 morale bonus. Immunity to cold, paralysis, sleep. Anyways. So yes, I really am an undead sorcerer. That's actually a thing. It's not just me being facetious. Funnily enough, I do not, Orient. Although several of my party members do.
Tread lightly.
Okay. Well, I can't talk to these people. Oh, there we go. Tattoos at birth. Interesting. Interesting. It's a slipper that someone knitted for me, period. I actually have two, comma, obviously, period. See you around, Aleph. So he says, you know, oh, we're nomads, so it's all right to blame the evil in your land on us. And I'm like, listen, I have no wish to be your enemy, but one of your companions stole something and is now hiding in your camp. And he's like, fine. We have a little brother. I'm sorry. I don't know if any of you guys follow football, but oh my god, I have got to watch that Liverpool match later. That sounds really interesting. Anyways, so he came to us 6 months ago. Smart little fellow, willful. He's good with his hands, thinks fast, but he decided to put his talents to ill use. We caught him stealing back in Galt, and almost lost our heads because of the little rat. I told him last time, we Starlings don't do such things. We may not have much, but we respect the law. We may not have much respect the law, but we live by our consciences. Whatever. Lore just nodded like he was agreeing, but your presence here means he's up to his old tricks, and that must be why I haven't seen him around lately. I'm sorry I didn't tell you right away. I was hoping I was wrong to suspect him, but truth be told, none of ours would do these things. And I'm not his mother to cover for him his whole life. Listen, Your Highness, I know where he might have a hiding place. He hinted at such a place, but I pretended I didn't understand. But it's our business, family business. Don't send your soldiers after him. The Starlings will deal with him. And we'll return what he stole. You have my word. Alright. I'll trust you on this. And you, Your Highness, you really are just like the people say. You're not torturing people for no good reason and leave them free to live by their wits. Who would ever guess I'd say this, but I like this king. I have no need of dirty tramps. Attack! Death to thieves and vagabonds. Sorry. Just amused that was an option. It's always an option. Well, it's almost always an option to attack them. Although I wish it was always an option, because sometimes it's not actually an option. Twice I've picked attack, and it's like, no, he runs away. Oh my god, the teleport list! Look, guys, I can teleport. I can teleport. Ah, I'm so happy. I don't need to go anywhere right now, but at least the teleport network is up. Finally. So, part of the reason I gave a plus for that, Crazy Norse, for the interface, and I want to show you what I'm talking about here on camera as soon as it loads, is because this game probably goes further than any I've ever seen to make Pathfinder understandable. Now, I had a little bit of a leg up, because I know 3.5 like the back of my hand. But, for example, just to name one simple, quick thing here. Of course, it's not going to show it here, is it? Okay, never mind. I can't do it here. It was on the leveling screen, of all things. But on the leveling screen, if you mouse over stats or certain things, it'll highlight what is affected by that, so you can see at a glance. Okay, so that's going to affect my speed, my fortitude, my blah, 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 blah. And the mouse overs are pretty informative. That being said, this is Pathfinder. And so, as a consequence, I would imagine that anyone who is not familiar with 3.5 or Pathfinder is going to get completely lost. I'm not trying to defend that. This game is unashamedly Pathfinder. For good and for bad. I'm still not selling my crown. I really want to, but I'm not going to. Let's get rid of that, though. Let's go get rid of that, too. I'm going to keep that for nostalgic reasons. I keep meaning to give her that. No, that's not the one I need to give. I already gave her the other one. Still holding onto the cold iron, because, you know, duh. Oh yeah, here's all those potions he gave me. Thank you, Beckon. I really appreciate all of the potions that you give me. Truly. No, I feel you, Crazy Norse. I do. Whether for good or for bad, this is not a game that is designed to be approachable. Oh, Hydra meat sells really well. Who knew? Yes, Harriant. Primus. You mean other than that, of course. Star Wars? I mean, I suppose that's not really valid since the KOTORs exist. So, Star Trek. I would also go with Farscape. The MCU would probably be a good thing. I have a lot of Hydra eyes, too. Those ones don't regrow, thankfully.
Let us be careful.
I'm also going to go with Mega Man, Zelda, and I suppose that's it. Oh, Babylon 5. Yep, that's another good one. Oh, I know, True to 4. You know what there isn't, though? A Babylon 5 PC RPG. Fanworks, I'm leaning towards no. This is a weird one. I actually don't have much I can do right now. For a while. Yes, Harriet. I didn't kill or recruit him, Crazy Norse. To answer your question. Well, this is the weirdest thing. I just have to hit wait now. Whatever. Wait. 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 It's probably the only thing I don't like about this, and it's ultimately my fault, so I'm not really angry at the game for it, but every now and again I have nothing I can do except literally hit the wait button. Let's go on. Speaking of which, let's do something a little more useful. But yeah, I basically told him to free the troll, but I didn't kill him, and I didn't... Obviously, I didn't recruit him, because I told him to free the troll. Yeah, come on. There we go. What? Yeah, me too, Mark Albo. Yeah, sure, take her friends and family hostage. Go ahead. What? We're not going to do anything to them if she doesn't betray us. It's really simple. I don't consider that an evil act. Yeah. I was actually wondering why I couldn't expand, even though my quest is to expand Blackpile. And maybe that's why. Oh. Oh, sure. But before we do that, more kingdom governance. Yeah, go and deal with that. No, I have no intention of getting a queen. I really like succession crises. That's the funny part. By virtue of being, not interested in romance, I'm pretty sure I am dooming my kingdom. Then again, I am undead, so I don't really need an heir, because I'm just going to keep being here, So, it'll be fine. But yes, the only one who tried to flirt with me was Octavia, and that didn't go anywhere because she was with the other guy. Not interested in the poly thing, sorry. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's go exploring. I'm actually surprised I can't conquer down here, considering I've explored a decent chunk of it, but whatever. Oh, I am too, Crazy Norse. But again, undead. I don't really need an heir. And in case you think I'm joking, I am quite literally playing an undead sorcerer. Let's do that. Wait, no, stop. I just realized I'm stupid. Hang on. Teleport! Ah, I finally have teleportation. I mean, I've already went down there. Yes, the next one is going to be Enderal, Crazy Norse. So, you're right, I actually have not added, whatchafig. I have not added the factory problem concept to the website, even though I've used that terminology several times. So, factory problem is when you have to do...
Need to catch my breath.
is when you have to do something really boring, but if you screw up at all, the consequences are pretty penalizing.
May we
So it basically requires you to really pay attention and really try, and it heavily penalizes you if you screw up at all. Make sense? That's the factory problem. Just go claiming territory down here while we're at it. That's true, we could always adopt someone. Alright, Bragwin, you are now my queen. I didn't actually go there, no, but I did uncover it, Blackwell, yes. Of course it is, Crazy Norse. What choice do I have? This is what you guys have voted for, with your wallets, no less. The most requested premiere run by far, that after we got through the backlog, was this one. The next most requested one, by far, was Enderal. Ugh. Yeah, Ironstone Gully, and I haven't actually been to Dragonleaf Gulch, but it's down there too. Let me guess, I have to actually go into these places for this to count, don't I? Hi, Gary. Did you actually watch that match? Out of curiosity? Also, are you going to be up for stuff doings tonight? See you around, Crazy Norse. Alright, now that he's gone, I'm so burnt out. I quit, guys. I'm done streaming forever. I've decided to stream Fortnite. I could probably make a whole stream out of being really bad at Fortnite, because I've never played it, so I imagine, by logical discourse, I am probably pretty bad at the game. Oh, of course they would. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you using fire damage? Is all I would hear in chat, metaphorically speaking. See, no one would get that, Hariant. Can't I claim the oh, okay. Gotta deal with that. Nope, nope, nope. I would only want the viewers that show up if they give me lots and lots of money. And yes, I know exactly how cynical that sounds, and no, I don't care. Okay, so let's head this way and go explorating. Okay. Got it. So we cannot enter Pitax right now. Good to know. And there they are again. Damn, okay. Let's try going over this way. Board of Pitax. Yep, there's Pitax again. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we cannot go over there without going through Pitax. So we're gonna have to conquer Pitax, guys. Damn. Shucks, I'm gonna have to conquer another nation. Well, it's the old thought exercise, Plouty. See, in order to properly tolerate the kind of people that you're implying, and that everyone else in chat was implying, including me, I would need sufficient compensation to tolerate that. In other words, it would have to not only be enough to deal with the problem in and of itself, but also enough to deal with the loss of my actual loyal viewers. In other words, it would have to be enough money for me to basically retire. Now, there are streamers out there who do actually make that kind of money. And every time I think about that fact, it kind of sickens me a little bit. But that's a momentum thing. People keep doing that because they've already been doing that, and will continue doing that because they keep doing that. I actually found myself sad this morning. I looked up a few very high-ranking streamers. The top 10 earners amongst Twitch, actually. I'd only heard of 2 of them. Not that I'm exactly a pinnacle of interactivity when it comes to the Twitch community, but something about that amused me. Who? Who is this person? What do they stream? No, see, I'll tell you exactly what I do, Permius. I just kind of knuckle under and endure it for like a year or 2, or however long it was needed to get the necessary amount of money. And then I'd be like, well, I'm done streaming Fortnite, guys, bye. And they'd be like, no. And then I'd get hate mails and, you know, disgusting comments, all that stuff. And then I'd wait for a few months as I settle things in real life. And then I'd go back to streaming actual stuff. Not that I'm implying Fortnite is not an actual game, but you know what I mean. Oh, yep, death threats, people showing up at my door. These kind of things are real problems that streamers really do face. Excuse me. The one and only good thing about being as small as I am is I don't have to deal with all that crap. What? I mean, I remember when I did this just for fun on my days off, or in my evenings, or during work. That was a long time ago. I think we're reaching the 8th year anniversary, something like that right now. In this August 29th, it'll be our 8th anniversary, I'm pretty sure. 8th or 9th. I have it written down. I look really quick, actually, because I know exactly where I have that written down. That's right here. So this will be 8. I was right. This will be the 8th year anniversary. Not, actually, hang on. I think this will officially be the point in time where I've done this job longer than any other job I've done.
My breath.
Although that's debatable. But, you know, whatever. How are the resources doing? Not that great. How many of you have had a job for 8 years, out of curiosity? I mean, I have, obviously, I just mentioned that. Oh, I got a knock-knock quest. Huh. So the king of the goblins has decided to challenge Knock Knock for rulership of the tribe. He also probably has a deal going with either devils or demons, or daemons, because of the sulfur thing. When goblins in Steel Lands fight for tribes, they fight over big, best hat. Hat like crown, but not ugly and shiny like yours. This is a challenge, another tribe. Maybe he hear of our allying, think he can get back crown by fighting me. But how he get power back? If in Kingdom now, probably cause a lot of trouble. Well, let's friggin' stop him. Okay. Time to go deal with that. I mean, considering my health permeus. Maybe it's true. Hey, Golvag. Time to go deal with the Usurper Golvag. Or, did I just say that? Usurper Goblin King. Golvag, are you secretly the king of the goblins? Just be honest with me. It's okay. I'm not going to judge. Oh, right. I didn't bring... really? Where the hell is the goblin clearing? Oh, I could see why there'd be confusion, Golvag. I've got to just be missing it. Whatever, it's taking too long. Well, it says to go where the Shrine of Lamashtu was. I'm looking for the Goblin Clearing to do Knock Knock's quest. I even just looked it up, and you know what it said? Nothing. It said, go to the Goblin Clearing. Where? Is there a search option I've just been missing this entire time? Because that would actually be quite funny. Aha! There it is! I see it, I see it. Well, I don't know about other people, Golvag, but for me, space has always been the ultimate luxury. Now, a lot of that is because I've lived most of my life in cramped quarters. having to squeeze everything into a small area and having to navigate my own room. That's true even now. You know, if I want to get to my bed, I have to kind of squeeze past the lighting, go around the exercise equipment, and then kind of sidle over to get to my bed. Wow, that's actually really dumb. Okay, whatever. Sure, I'll fight a demon by myself. But yeah, nice big open spaces. That's my game. If I ever had the kind of money where I could waste it on luxuries, that's what I would go for, space. Sometimes when I'm feeling especially depressed, I'll browse Trulia and just look at pictures of nice houses that are completely impossible for me to afford. Sure, whatever.
I'll go ahead.
I guess I should level him. Yeah, but I probably should level him anyways. I mean, as you can see, he's a little bit behind. Sure. Okay. Well, like I said, most of why I like space is because I've had to deal without having space for so much of my life. Golva kind of gets a little claustrophobic after a few dozen years. As you take in your new opponents, a familiar figure emerges from the tree line, but walking strangely, as if fighting the urge to hunch down on all fours, almost feral. The figure looks to be the Goblin King you recall, but something's wrong about him. It's as if something is trying to cram a larger creature inside his skin. Tufts of fur, like that of a wolf, peek from his rags. His eyes, rather than dull and soft, have a cold fire. Just when it can't get any worse, there's a strangely familiar thundering noise, and into the clearing lumbers none other than the hill giant Munguk, and from the smell of it, he's definitely been drinking. He stands behind the feral Goblin King, his huge club at the ready, and gives it a slow rumble, and snarls, pounding his chest. Munguk say he not like us play trick on him, keep him waiting. He say hard to wait forever for promised love. It worse than getting stabbed with lance. Lance not kill him, though, I guess. Which of you was once ruled by this ragged shape I wear? The sooner your blood coats the ground, the sooner my debt here is done. All you cattle smell alike to me, whether you walk or roast on a skewer. Ah, so it's a Barghest. Yes, I'm a Barghest. I was summoned at the behest of a Fae to defeat an ally of one who claims this land, weakening this false king for the time of reckoning which draws near. She said it could be anyone I chose, so I chose the weakest one of your court, if only to fulfill my debt all the quicker and leave this wretched place. The price was I to take shape of this humiliation. Bluff 31. I mean, I could do that. I have a stupid high diplomacy skill. But I just want to kill him. So I'm going to. Oh yeah, speaking of which. See, undead minions. It may also have elemental minions. Well, don't worry, the giant has a mate now. The grave! Sorry. Yeah, honestly, I was tempted to buy Bluff, but I'm not going to make a deal with a frickin' demon. I'm not going to try to deal with a demon. I'm just going to kill it. Or destroy it, whichever thing is possible. Ba-ba-da-ba. Of course. Well, I was thinking about a chlorine elemental, but you know how it is, Golvag. If you think about it, a chlorine elemental would be pretty terrifying. What's wrong? Aw. Been thinking about being a hero. If Knock Knock can even be a hero or not. You're longshanks and half-shanks who speak poorly, mangle words and bathes, but you make big tribe. Found nation, build big city. Even if city smells bad. Do great things, and Knock Knock does things and they seem small, ridiculous. I want to do what you do, but asking how? I mean, you've been a hero more than you proved it. You dealt with the mighty Munguk, saved your tribe, erected temples of Lamashtu, and survived a Goblin King. Twice. A hero can be many things, and even heroes doubt themselves. Have faith. Simply don't give up. That's hero enough, and even I can see it. Look, take it or leave it. You want to be hero or not? Knock Knock kneels down, wincing as his knee finds a rock, and then shifts to a new position, accidentally facing away from you. You decide to let it go. Knock Knock, I pronounce you hero of the kingdom of Lorgrad, hero of the stolen lands, and grant you a title that can never be taken from you, that of fellow hero to Lore Runner. Rise. Now all I need is a hero statue. I'll let you sort that one out on your own. I like that. You ever wonder if people wonder about their king, excuse me, literally running through town? Oh, it's the king. How can you tell? Oh, of course. Where are we at? 80 days. 80 days till Chapter 6 starts. And it begins in fire. And water. How are we doing on resources? Not good. I am this close to going ahead and just cheating in resources. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet or not. I mean, I don't want to. I have thus far avoided cheating on the kingdom stuff at all, and I'd like to keep it that way. We are now sure Armagh was affected by the cursed sword Ovinrbane. The curse was the source of his madness, but somehow it also showed him the truth, and in that he found the strength to fight against the lies that surrounded him. The nature of curses is truly amazing and rewards careful study. Uh-oh, knock knock. Who's there? Stab! Oh, I get those all the time, upon a time. My favorite is the ones that are so clearly a bot. Like, there was one that was like, hey, I really loved your stream. And then it was like the copy-paste, the exact title of the last stream. Like, letter for letter. It was really great. You should totally check out this page. .http.hxd.334.71. You know, just some garbage. Well, alright, let's see what people want. What's up? What's up? Yeah. Do it. I mean, that's a duh. Do we want hunting grounds or farmlands? Excuse me, hunting for sport, not hunting for food. Wait, what? Alright, hang on. Let's go see what's going on in the goblin clearing. Hello? Really, Permeus? Wow! I assume you, of course, give them all your information so they can give you all that money that they're just sitting on and don't have need of. Actually, while I'm thinking about it. Did he seriously make he made a statue of himself? There are two statues before you. The statues are strangely ghastly and majestic at the same time. Two figures fashioned from cobbled bits of stone wood, and something that might be mud plaster or, judging from the smell, something from the cistern. The statue on the right looks vaguely like a giant version of Knock Knock. The other looks to be something? Maybe a human, but it's of equal height to the figure on the left. Broken glass from what you strongly suspect might have been a castle window rings the human figure's head like a crown. You built a statue of yourself right near the city. No, look harder, harder, see? 2 heroes. Me, big hero, with other, smaller big hero. You, both of us, heroes together. All heroes have statues, but no inscriptions. Words. Okay, I like it. Of course you like it, it's perfect. You even got the height right. Never mind. Ready to stab, just point the way. 2 heroes against big beasts of the stolen lands. But you handle bigger beasts. Knock, knock, watch. It's perfect. Knock, knock, be true, hero. This be King Knock Knock meeting other king. You happy Knock Knock allows you travel with him? King Knock Knock... Yep, I didn't see that. King Knock Knock kicked me once. So strong. Good king. That's really cute. Well, yeah. Magic wards. I don't understand why goblins would fear writing in this setting, but he did imply that just now. I just don't know why. They are citizens. What are you talking about, Golvag? Like... I kind of regretted it at the time, but we have actually embraced the goblins. Goblins, kobolds, barbarians. And I think that's it. The trolls didn't work out. The hill giant didn't work out. So, just those. That's all we got. Alright. Curses. We're almost done with curses. Holy crap. That's going to be a really expensive curse. Holy crap. $90 days, and it was 300 BP to make that happen. Oh. Yes, that's right. We're going to push the economy even higher. Is there a reason why, Black Vial? We now have an economy of 9. Although, funnily enough, it's not our highest thing. That would be loyalty. Problem, blah, 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 blah. We're almost at economy 10, though, which is kind of my goal here. I want to get at least one thing to 10 before we move forward. Okay. I know why you applied such effort, Lore Runner, why you turned this wasteland into an advanced, wealthy, and prosperous state. And today you will hear the words you've been striving for all this time. I'm proud of you. I'm only joking. Although I do respect the way you've dealt with this mess of a bureaucracy. I couldn't have done it any better. It's a good thing that you put an end to all those bureaucrats mistreating the townsfolk. We managed to fill the treasury. Overflow it, in fact, literally. The abundance of gold in the royal treasury has caused our subjects to develop a nasty disease. Greed, causing an acute inflammation of envy. Take my advice. Invite a famous weather mage from Absalom to the capital. I've heard his lectures. He's a true harvest-saving expert. He will protect the crops against flood or drought. Another option is to send our gifted youth abroad for study. On the other hand, if we harbor less than noble intentions, we might set up a few trade offices in neighboring countries to cover as cover for your agents. Which one of these 3 would you do? The former, Golvag. Weather Mage sounds most appealing to me here. because we live in an agrarian society in which we more or less require the bounty of the land to exist. Like one bad plague or one bad winter would cause us quite a few issues. Like, we probably wouldn't die, but only because of our connections to other neighbors. That's, you know. So... However, sending youth abroad for study is always going to be something that is very beneficial. So, in true me fashion, we're going to go with the Weather Mage. Finally, I'll have someone to talk to. I mean, academically. Is that economy? Yep, that's it. Let's do it. Economy 10. Look at all of the buffs we have in the upper left right now for our kingdom. Look at all of that. You do remember our little adventure with the Fey Lords and their inconsequent debates? Damn them. Before you ask, by damn them, I mean both the debates and the Lords. Anyway, I've been thinking about that dreadful verbiage we received as a reward for the trials. The answer to the question about the fate of the gnome race. I'll remind you of the text. One of them is 5th and 10. It'll be easy to find if you read, "We'll open the road for the ancient dead man and his black-feathered messenger." The second is 12 times 12 and is thrice the number of those who lost their faces. Don't try to guess it now, it's not yet the time. Wait until he who is born twice will be twice defeated. Put the two numbers together when the moon cleaves her path near the waters of Candlemere. So a lot of this makes a lot more sense now, because who opened the road for an ancient dead man and his black-feathered messenger? That was Varakai or Varaklu or Lich Dude, you know, the Cyclops guy. The second is 12 times 12 and thrice the number of those who lost their faces. That would be the women. The sisters who were enslaved by Nerissa. Wait until he who is born twice, Armagh, will be twice defeated. Vortikai, that was his name. So what do we know? The riddle recommends we start looking at the twice born is twice defeated, and that's happened. The other part, thrice the number of those who lost their faces, and that's only clear now. It's 24, 3 times the number of defaced sisters. But when the moon leaves her path, and how does 12 times 12 equal 24? I'll have to study some astronomy books. I meant to ask you to deal with the first part of the riddle, the one about Willis Gunderson. Remember, we don't need to find him or talk to him, just read him. Here's what I think it means. I discovered the poor fellow wrote and published a few horrendous books. Maybe the answer is in one of them? The very thought of digging through that parody of literature is disgusting. I'd very much appreciate, yes, appreciate some help. Perhaps some book lover in the city has a volume or two of his work? Hang on. Do you think 12 times 12 is about something that happens every month? There's 24 days in every month, and there are 12 of them in a year. Everything can't be that simple. Or can it? With the Fae, you never know. Well, that's a good guess, but it doesn't spare us the need to look at the devil books. Alright, I'll look at the books. Good luck in this difficult quest. I remind you, the riddle says we need to put something 5th and 10, and that relates to the writing, so whatever. Hi, Tazara. Hope you're having a good evening. Ah, thank you for the wonderful gift. Flang. Thank you for the wonderful gift. Flang. Okay. You mean the dwarf artisan, Blackbow? Just to make sure I'm thinking of the right guy here. Because if that's true, then I'll have to do that. Yeah. And we're broke again. This is why the pile is useful. Alright. Do I have anything to sell right now? Not really. Merchant, right. I'll have to guess at who you're referring to. We got this. Necro, I have already purchased something along the lines of 12,000 BP from the merchant, yes. Pretty much 99% of my gold has gone into purchasing BP. I'll say there's only so many merchants here. We can figure it out. Whee. Hey! Thanks. Oh, if I couldn't buy BP, I would be screwed. Adventure 5, in the corner of the tavern. This is a 1,500-page book. Oh my god. Okay, this is a joke in its own right. Table of contents. From the author, page 2. Prologue, page 36. Skills. Adventure 2, Visiting the Beauty, page 117. Skillful Illustrations, page 300 through 320. Adventure 8. Some recipes of foods and drinks studied by the author during his attempt to hide on the tavern, page 580 through 660. Adventure 6. Seeking Rescue Amongst the Artists of the Traveling Circus, page 661. Adventure 7. In the Tiger's Cage, 715. Adventure 8. Running from Tigers, 750. Adventure 9. Failing to Escape Tigers, 914. Adventure 10. Salvation from Tigers by the Servant of the Beauty's Spouse. Reunion with the Beauty, a long conversation about valor and honor, and a proper farewell, 960. Epilogue, 1200. Author's parting words, 1317, and then the end of that is 500. Jesus. Anyways. There he is. So, got the book. It's a good thing I'm not a follower of Shellin, or I'd throw this thing in the fire right now and draw the deity's wrath. Look at the language. Shivering, she clung to my shoulder and whispered, "Willis, you are my only hope. Only your well-developed adventuring skills, your daring mind, your merciless eloquence and shameless courage can save a poor girl like me." But I digress. We need something that's 5th and 10. Obviously, it's about the 5th adventure in the book. The name of the chapter is in the corner of the tavern. Sounds like a place, but which tavern? The nearest one? Wait, we know the place. The tavern, a number, 24. You reasonably assumed that the 24 is the day of the month. We have a time and a place. I propose we meet on the Capital Tavern on the next 24th and see what happens. What's the date right now? The 10th. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. That means I can't do a 14-day thing. I could do a 7-day thing, though. Assuming I have the resources, which I don't. I should have sold while I was out there. Whatever. And don't forget the sequel, Permeus. Damn, those are expensive. And we do not have that kind of BP. I noticed one of the things gives us additional BP every time we have, for every 1,000 BP we have in the bank. Which, good God, how do you even manage that? I mean, I guess you can manage that by not spending it. Well, hang on, let's do a save really quick. See if we can not screw this up. The ancient curse is upon us. Ah, Vorticai. Many forces were at play during the battle for the Oculus of Abaddon, but we learned that in order to curse someone, you need to know their true essence, the thing that defines their being. Without this, the curse will have much less power over its victim. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I want that. I want that so badly. This halves development time for ranking up, which has been the biggest pain in my side this entire gameplay. Like, this entire playthrough, I should say. Alright. I just need to make it to the tavern before it becomes the 25th. So don't take up too much time. A border patrol got buried under an avalanche in the eastern mountains. They're probably all dead. Not a great loss. They weren't the first to die, and they won't be the last, but a number of troops are volunteering to go rescue them. The first avalanche is never the last. We risk losing half the army up there. It's not worth it. But if I say we're not going to the mountains, they won't learn anything. They'll just take me for a heartless bastards. That's why I want you to give the order to cancel the mission. Damn. We'll see what happens. I sent them after to rescue him. There's a golem in my throne room. Looks like an adamantine golem. I am right. He is asking for help. Well, how do you like that? Again, someone needs our help, and again it has to do with golems. Does any of this seem familiar, Lorana? The simpletons from the Skega clan must have dug up something else and gotten themselves in trouble again. And I warned them they were wooing death. I warned them. Ah, let's return to that little fortress they couldn't get inside. See what happened to them this time. Just don't go without me, alright? I want to see with my own eyes what catastrophe... I'm losing my accent. What catastrophe they've brought upon themselves. Oh, we'll pray into their Torag. Pugh. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we, Venters? Okay, let's get to the tavern. Is it the 20? Oh, yep, it's still the 24th. We made it in time. Now what? There's goblins in the tavern. Oh, there he is. Looks like that's our moon. Luna. I'd like to know what her leaving her path means to her, and more importantly, how this relates to the story of the gnomes. A girl with unusual silver-gray hair is looking gloomily into her mug of ale. As she notices Jubilost clearing his throat, she raises her face and brightens. Oh, they told me the king of Lorograd walks the streets and feasts with everyone, but I never believed it. Forgive me, your highness. I am Luna Katari. You have an unusual name. I was born with bright silver hair, and the midwives never saw an Asimar before. They were frightened, but my mother, not a bit. She said her daughter's hair was silver like the moon, which means I was blessed by Desna, hence the name. Actually, I've always been drawn to faraway countries, like anyone touched by the moon goddess, but I've never been beyond the river kingdoms. I'm a messenger. I deliver correspondence from Brevoy to Mivon and back, usually reports about a rich merchant's underling and his orders for them. My parents live in Brevoy, and the girl I love in Mivon. I've always dreamed of becoming a traveler, but that's not easy for the daughter of a weaver and a washerwoman. I'm glad to have this messenger job, though. I thought that was pretty lucky, but now I'm traveling the same road over and over every month. I even sit right here in your tavern on the 24th of every month, right on schedule. The monotony's driving me to tears, but what can I do? I can't be everywhere at once, and I can't stand the thought of settling down. Jubilost, who is listening surprisingly carefully and listens over and says, Do you see it now? When the moon leaves her path, it's part of the riddle. We need to convince our new... I suppose I could do a gnome voice here. We need to convince our new friend here to quit her well-trodden path and set off somewhere new. Plus, it would be good for her. The same road every month? Ugh, if I were her, I'd have drowned myself long ago. If I didn't bleach sooner. So I have two options here. I should do a persuasion check, or I can drop 3,000 gold on her face. Yeah, 3,000 gold is actually pretty heavy. Maybe I shouldn't drop it on her face. Or any part of her, actually. Here, I'm going to put this on your foot. Ah! No. I have... Like, just picture this bag. God, hang on. How big would that be? It would have to be about this big, roughly. So, a bag, a satchel of gold coins that I just... Whoop, fling right into her stomach. Like, here you go. Ooh, like a bowling ball into the stomach there. Have the money. Of course, you're the king, but you barely know me. Take it. Believe me, traveling is contagious. You'll take one small step from your house, and you'll never be able to stop. The world is beautiful, especially when you're not discovering it alone. Not that I myself ever... Anyways, I'll leave you one of my latest almanacs to help you find your way around at the start. Oh, thank you. I don't even know how to repay you, but on the other hand, maybe I do. Take this. It's a relic my family received from an elven ancestor. According to the family legend, the one who deciphers the map will find three things: an incredibly sad secret, a true treasure, and a door to another world, which will never open again. The entrance to a certain dungeon is marked here, but there's nothing to say where to go looking. I mean, you're the king, with all the best scientists and travelers serving you. Surely they'll be able to read this map. Thank you again. Heh, moon left her path. But now, who can explain to me why the host didn't simply tell us, go to the dungeon located here? Why make us run around in circles? Yeah. Well, let's have a look at this map, and what do we have here? I'd recognize the area around Candlemere at first glance. These are ancient ruins in this area. This dungeon must contain a new place. Now we must go there and do it, and have fun and adventure! I mean, hi. £1 per 50? Yeah, I was about to say, 60 pounds of gold. So I lift 25-pound weights over there, barbells, and I'm pretty sure if somebody slugged me in the stomach with one of those, that would seriously hurt. If you slugged me in the stomach with both of those, that might actually knock the wind out of me. So, I'm sure she'll be fine. I'll bring up Harim. Harim, heal her real quick. Why? Well, I may have thrown gold at her, in an extremely literal sense. He just rolls his eyes. Sire, we talked about this. Yeah, I know. Whatever. At this point, I need money more than anything else. I don't know, Ventures, truthfully. We may never know. Yeah, I'm just running out of things to sell at this point. Oh, whatever. Where's the BP? There we go. Wait, what? No. There we go. We could just pretend I gave her 300 platinum coins. Yeah. Artisans of the land, give me more stuff. I require it. For the pile. Before we go do these 2 quests, I'm going to set a couple things in motion. We're not going to rank up. But that is going to be awesome once that finishes. There we go. Let's start the last curse research we have at the moment. I don't care about that much. Not really. What I do care about is these things, but that takes time, so we're not doing that. And that takes time, so we're not doing that. So, let's actually deal with some problems, shall we? Anyone not dealing with a problem? Oh, so that's what they mean by for the Horde. Makes a lot more sense now. Is it sad that at this point I'm just looking for people who can do a quest or a problem, not people who are well suited for it? Because I have so many. Alright. Let's go do Harim and Jubilost's quests. I was going to say, we could literally just give her a letter of marque. Oh, hey, we leveled at some point. So I need you out of the party and you out of the party. Let's go. Alright, Tazara. Come with me, Tazara, if you want to live. We'll do this one first, because it's closer. Yeah, I'll wait on leveling. Yay, scouts have returned. Woo. Just a friendly reminder, today could be the day. I hate the emails I get from the lottery. It's like the worst kind of spam mail. There we go. I knew it, Tazara. You were laughing at both of us! The punishment for this. Is carrots. Ah! Endure the carrots. Okay, Faye. That's not a good sign. Look, I have blue paint. We can paint your faces, your hair, your clothes. Did you see that? Someone wrote the end in blue paint. That won't help you. We are bleaching on the inside, not the outside. No, this is not the end. We have to believe. We will open the door. If only Zay made it. She'll get us back home, she will. We shouldn't have agreed to this game. Now we'll never be able to return. Ever. no, we need to try again. The door will open. I promised them. I promised! Attack! Stab! That's seriously an option. I promised them to open the door to return everyone home. Who am I? I am Zay, a wizard. I'm the one who brought everyone here. This place, once the Lantern... Who the hell's the Lantern King? Oh. He's the villain. So you remember that giant floating, burning eyeball that cursed Nerissa? That's the Lantern King. Also known as the Laughing Lie. Generally appearing as a foot-wide ball of floating light, the Lantern King has been pointed to by some as the progenitor of all the Will-O-Wisps, but the allegations meet with derisive laughter from the king himself. Blah, 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 blah. He's evil. Moving on. The Lantern King himself once opened a gate from his dominion to Galarian here. He abandoned this road, but I thought I could open the portal again, or ask for help from an eldest, return us all home. I was wrong. The door didn't open. We lost color, one by one. So you're gnomes from the first world. I lived a long, long life there in the first world. Many long lives. I traveled, I created, I danced upon the edge of the abyss and fell into the clouds. I died to be born again with none of my strengths and skills, but all the memories and wonders I'd seen. But eternity can become tedious even for a soul that's forever young. Many older gnomes suffered it even before we knew what the bleaching was. Sooner or later there's not enough novelty for any more, and so we all became fascinated with a new game. Death. One of the eldest created it. Of course, he was just borrowing it based on his observations of the true gods. But he drew a string from the River of Souls and created his own little cycle of births, deaths, and judgments, imitating the almighty Pharasma. He judged the souls he owned and determined their further paths. It was all so new and so exciting. Many gnomes volunteered. If not us, then who? But those who took from the goddess of death must be ready for the consequence. The Lady of Graves brought her wrath upon the eldest, upon the creative eldest. He was stripped of his power and forever doomed to serve her in her court, and we gnomes were torn from the first world and bound to the River of Souls, like all creatures of the material plane. Thereafter we lived like the rest, died like the rest, and learned all the pain of the bleaching. Our game had become reality, and no longer could we tire of its fun and return to another one. Jubilust looks at the ghost, shaken. It seems as one of those rare moments that his gift of speech is lost to them. But it's not at all how I supposed it happened. Respected Zay, I understand your condition does not allow for conversation, but perhaps you could tell me. She listens to him with eerie attention. Of course I could. I could do so many things. I tried many ways to open the portal. Everything except a sacrifice. A little blood would come in handy. Lord Firestorm, there's a decent chance we'll be playing this a week from now. This is a very long game.
I'm good.
My skill is extraordinary. You are obnoxious.
Even when you roll 20s with every dice roll.
Strike with a legend.
I promised. It's a rather foolish performance, little ghost. You've staged a fine series of foolish performances. Playing the game of death, contacting an eldest not known for his mercy, trying to open a door that leads nowhere. Oh, but who are we addressing? Greetings, Lawrunner. And of course you, most persistent of researchers. We see you solved our riddle. We did. I might still fail to understand why you sent us the long way around instead of just telling us everything from the beginning. Some truths must be discovered to be known, or seen with your own eyes. Is what Zay told us true? The Baldur's Gate trilogy ventures? What's the third game? Unless you mean Neverwinter Nights. Or Pillars of Eternity. Or... anyways. About the game of death and Pharasma's punishment? Yes. One of our eldest brothers thought he could steal from a deity, and the gnomes that answered his call thought they could play at death. Death decided otherwise. Like you do. Is there no way to change what happened and help the gnomes? If there is, we know nothing of it. The eldest can do many things, but as you both know, it's not enough to confront a deity, especially one such as Pharasma. We have learned our lesson. We do not play with the toys of others. Does this mean it was all in vain? Of course not. The journey is often more important than the destination. Be satisfied with the secret you have won. Why are you here? Ah, the right question at last. As I suspect you've realized, there's no way to save the gnomes from the bleaching. You cannot return them to the First World and restore their connection to the homeland, and even if there were sufficiently desperate and powerful creatures ready to do it, their actions would not be looked on mercifully by the Lady of Graves. Though it cannot be done for all, it can still be done for one. We are ready to offer this gift in token of our appreciation for your exciting adventure and your solution to the riddle. Do you hear, Sir Jubilost? You personally may become reconnected with the First World. You won't be entirely protected from death if you remain on Galarian, but you will forever be spared from the bleaching. Whenever you visit the First World, which we are aware you desire passionately, then you will be as immortal as any fae. If this gift cannot help the whole gnome race, then I have no need of it. Of course, I'm not immune to vanity. I've always been ready to share the burden of mortality with the others who bear it on their shoulders. I'll even keep wearing these stupid glasses. I'll survive without the immortality of the First World and face the bleaching when it comes, as all gnomes have before me. Great, can I get the gift instead? Is the neutral evil option. I would say longer, Venters. I'm not actually sure I can think of another game in recent memory I've played that is as long as this one. Keeping in mind, again, that I am basically cheating in two separate ways to push through it. I'm very torn on this. So, I can say chaotic neutral. Don't refuse. Principles are principles, but this is an incredibly rare gift. It would be good for you, and for all of us, especially since we're so often at war with the First World. Lawful good. You've done the right thing. Principles are principles. Neutral. This is one of the most important decisions in your life. Do what you think is right. What do you guys think? Anyways, fair enough, Ventures. I admittedly didn't think of that. You know, I've only actually played through Throne of Ball once. I've played BG2 like, I don't know, 10, 12 times. In true Fae fashion, I will accidentally flip my keyboard. Coin says neutral. Well, we aren't easy to surprise, but you managed it. Very well, rejection is rejection, but the eldest are not so easily withdrawn from the world. They must find an owner somewhere. So what do we do? To whom do we grant what has been promised? So we have two options here. Zay, the exhausted ghost, or some living gnome who at this moment is dying of the bleaching, just somewhere out in the world. Well, how could Throne of Ball ever compare to 2? It doesn't have Irenicus. Look, I'm sorry, Irenicus was actually a really awesome villain. I think he stands this. I think he stands the test of time even to this day. And not just because he's voiced by David Warner, although he helps. The way he says his lines is wonderful. I'm going to flip this one again. Honestly, I can't decide. So I caught it like this, which I hate it when I do this. So let's try that again. Coin says we should give it to some random gnome, and I kind of like that idea. And you know why? Because I like kindness to strangers. What do you say, host? Can you take what you're offering me and give it to some other gnome again? Anyone you choose who is suffering from the bleaching. Oh, that's even more interesting. I see this has all been for a reason. Our choice, you say? Very good. We'll take a choice and save one lost soul. We already have, in a way. You have rejected the gift, Jubilost Narthropple. But we will not leave you without any reward at all. We offer you a trifle, the chance to glimpse something eternity in the corners of your eye, just as we do. Now you can remember the history of things. Those who wander searching for mysteries and ancient relics might find this skill useful. And now farewell. When you finally succumb to the bleaching, you may remember this moment. I wonder what you will think then. I'm sorry. Just really quick, I noticed the P for prosperity, right? And then I noticed an ancient formula. And then without it really meaning to, I started reading down. So it's Panir. I don't think that means anything. It's just weird. If you want to do it, it'd be like Hapanir. Hapanir. I don't think that means anything. Alright. Time to go help the lost dwarves. You know one of the things that I still remember being pissed off about for Baldur's Gate 2? Irenicus cheated. Or, to be slightly more accurate, the devs cheated. Most of his spells and abilities weren't. They were just scripted effects. I remember that because back in the day I didn't know magic all that well when it came to D&D, especially in 2nd edition, so I actually went out of my way to read the log and try to figure out what I could about the spells he was using in order to, you know, get better at casting magic. And then I found out he was literally cheating. And yeah, I opened it up in an editor as well, because I actually had a save editor of some kind back then. Where the hell is this dwarven place? It's not the fortress, is it? Like, that's not it? No, it doesn't look like it. I'm probably staring right at it. Oh, there it is, there it is. I see it, I see it. I think you're right, Ventures, yes. But for most of his cutscenes, he wasn't actually casting anything. It was literally trigger spell effect A, trigger spell effect B, and then, you know, make effect Z happen.
We should gather our strength.
Yay. I mean, at this point, it would actually be kind of surprising if an X-Men film is made under the old labels after Dark Phoenix. No, Ventures, and God, don't ever make me. Please don't ever make me. I've already done a Faerun lore run in Neverwinter Nights. Please tell me that's enough. I do not want to replay those games, just to be as blunt about it as I can. I do not think they have aged well at all. And I still have like 4 lore runs on the docks, which I have no plans to do anytime soon. Well, we're here really quick. Docket, not docks. This is the problem I always have with fighters. After a certain point, I just run out of feats that I need or want. It's like, alright, I got my build, now what? Sure. And you... Like, fighters are great right up until they get to, say, level 10 to 12-ish. But by the... I don't know about you guys, but by the time I get a fighter to level 10 or 12, they have everything I want them to have. And then it's like, well, now what? No, I'm not adamant about not doing it. It's just... If I'm honest, I don't really see the point. Again, I've already done a Faerun lore run. So it would just be playing through Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2. And... yeah. Running around lost and getting frustrated the whole time.
Let's head out.
And then our leader charged forwards.
Why are there adamantine golems?
Learn while I live.
I mean, I guess that's technically true, Ventures, except we discussed the Time of Troubles at length during the Neverwinter Nights lore run. So I have nothing new to add, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There would be no additional information. I would have nothing to say about Faerun that I have not already said. So again, it would only be a playthrough and a lore run of Baldur's Gate. Now, we could discuss Baal in more detail, because we didn't really go into him. Because he's obviously pretty relevant, right? Yeah, that's about it, really. I took the scepter from the empty throne, but it seems my commander of the golems is lacking. If I lose control over the golems, we'll all die. I told you it would end like this, but you aren't dying. But you are dying for a legacy. And what is a legacy worth? An army of golems. Was it worth coming all this way just to meet your death? Would it have been easier to choke your death in the mountains at home? You all deserve to die. Thieves and imposters, by what right do you come to this fortress? All of the golems say that. So, this is the clan. They are the rightful heirs and builders of this fortress. They are not... They are nameless cowards. Only I, Offeld, am worthy of bearing this clan's name. Offeld, but you're my great-uncle. When our clan left this fortress, you and your golem stayed behind to protect it. Come to your senses, ghost. We're your descendants. You are no one. The real I have no idea how to pronounce that. The real clan would have never abandoned their creation. Those who left forever lost the right to bear this proud name, and you have the nerve to come here, to this fortress, which is built from the blood and sweat of your grandparents and abandoned by your unworthy fathers. Ah! You will die here together with your henchmen. Golems, attack! Yes, this... I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent the golems from attacking, but his will is too strong. Destroy the golems, Harim! You must unmake his throne. I owe you nothing. Neither you nor Torag. Yes, this is the perfect time to argue about theology.
Watch each other.
Well, now we gotta kill the golems. Thanks, Harim. Appreciate the assist there, buddy. Good thing I can crit these things. Oh yeah, that's another house rule I've done for many years. You can crit undead and constructs.
I'm good.
I've used that house rule since 2nd edition, actually.
You out of our story.
Hi, Baron. I hope you enjoy a good dinner. Vandals. I have any idea how much time I spent creating them? Quick, Harim, unmake the throne. Don't do this, don't you see? He's an imposter. He has no right to this fortress. It's mine, mine! Let's make peace. Take the scepter from him. I'll repay you generously. Look at them. Children of Torag, butting heads like two rams on a narrow mountain path. But we do need to decide something, although these two are equally disgusting. Okay, who are you, Ghost, and what are you doing here? My name is, as I mentioned, Opheld. I was once a famous master. The golems I made were unrivaled, either here in the Stolen Lands or in our homeland, the Five King Mountains. I created this throne and this scepter to control a whole army of golems, ordering them to make more and more new ones. Oh, it was a glorious time. And then my fellows, worms and lice unworthy of even wearing beards, never mind the glorious name of betrayed everything we had lived for. They decided to abandon the road, the fortress, and return home with those Waradash cowards and Lungabook morons. They even have the nerve to accuse me of betrayal, spreading rumors my experiments had emptied the treasury. What a ridiculous excuse. A true dwarf will find his own way, even without gold. He would sooner eat stone than give up his life's work. So I stayed. The last true the last shield on the road of shields. I had my golems help protect the fortress, perfect creatures of stone and metal, not unlike those cowards with stew instead of spines. I remained here and continued to guard the fortress, even as my flesh decayed, until there was nothing left of me but bones and an adamantine will. Listen to me. I know you're no ordinary folk, probably in the service of some rich merchant, or maybe even the local ruler. We don't need to be enemies. Let me keep guarding this fortress. In return, I'll give you the best golems to serve your lord. Well, you've already broken the best ones, but I'll make new ones. So obviously we're not picking neutral evil, which is the obvious choice. As an aside, I kind of like the idea that he made his adamantine golems and basically bankrupted the entire clan. Possibly even more than just the clan. An adamantine golem is not a small thing, you know? I mean, those are useful and extremely powerful. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and convince him to destroy the throne, because the overall goal I've wanted for Harim for some time is to break him out of his depression. Like, obviously he's got this whole little thing going on, but I feel like it's a case of actual legitimate depression rather than genuine nihilism or a belief in the inevitable or whatever you want to call that. So... Well, I've never designed it, Baron, so I suppose that answers your question. Fine! Right. It's the last time I'm helping, you understand? Thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. Now go back where you came from! I hope you try to make something useful from the pieces. As you say. Your Highness, this clan thanks you. We are all in your debt, and I'm afraid we have to forget the treasures of our ancestors and return home in disgrace. So much effort. So much suffering. And for what? They built themselves a crypt, nearly buried themselves in it. Torag, you inspire your children to build such things, and they don't know how to get rid of them. Fools! Alright, let's not go on. There's no point in standing here.
The path is clear.
I don't feel like that really helped him with his issues all that much, but whatever, I suppose. Don't worry, I'll load him. See? But no, we can't loot the adamantine. Or adamantium. Anyways, I've never designed adamantium in my setting. Although I suppose there is the basics, like neutronium, for example. You know, Lawrunner, I think I've just realized something. Something very, very important. But I need to ponder it further. Let's talk about this later, after we return to the capital. Okay. Sure. Ba-ba-ba. Don't do it, Ventures. Don't do it! Ah, go ahead. I know more than a few settings that basically just make adamantium a very durable metal, which is probably what I would do if I was going to do anything. So none of those cheats are in the game, Venters. You're going to have to get up the Unity mod manager. And the cheat in question, if you'll give me a moment for this to load, is increased movement speed. That's all it is right here. And I'm actually have it cranked to max, but you can turn it anywhere from normal speed to quintuple speed. I also extremely recommend picking up the Bag of Tricks mod. This is basically the console commands. Now, this is cheat sheets, but it is also worth noting that I have used these more than once in order to bypass bugs, which is why I picked it up to begin with. I assume Eternium is in this setting, Plutonia? I mean, over in Warcraft, they keep adding another new amazing metal every now and again. Even though Serenite was supposed to be the end of that, but whatever. I got 189 gold out of those golems. Actually, yeah. It's over. Yes, I thought I was free of my past burdens when I accepted Grotus's truths in my heart, but it's only now I've become truly free. In all, Runner, I used to hate them all so much. The dwarves who ousted me, the god who rejected me, and now I look upon this and I barely remember that hatred. How pathetic they are, with their pride and their stubbornness, building their toys to die among them, powerless to unmake the things they've made. I'd laugh, but in fact it makes me want to cry. But on the other hand, I thought, how should I put it? My gift, wherever it came from, the gift to destroy, to help others create. Perhaps my god does something similar. Everything has a beginning and end one day. That must end one day. One day Grotus will be free and destroy the world, but imagine what will happen then, after the end. Perhaps a new beginning, a new creation, a new world. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, thank you. Without you, I would have kept going in circles while resentment and hatred gnawed at me from the inside. You've helped me find peace, and I swear by Grotus, I won't leave your side till it's your turn to crumble to dust. The lawful neutral option here is so stupid. We may have made a mistake. It's a pity we didn't have time to find out who, according to Dwarven law, has a better claim to the fortress, the living or the dead. Yes, Odo. I'm glad you got something out of this, dude. Mortals are stupid, ridiculous and pathetic. That is true for Skech, and for me, and for you as well. But sometimes a lesson can be learned from their swarming. A shadow of a higher truth in earthly dust. I care not who won the fortress. Ooh, that's a hard one. What draws my mind are thoughts of my place in the world. The true meaning of serving Grotus. Destroying, creating something new from the pieces, destroying it again. Isn't that what you're doing here now in the Stolen Lands? You've built your kingdom upon the ashes of countless predecessors. Ponder this when you have the time. So yeah, I think we actually did what I just talked about, what I wanted to do, to rescue him from his own depression, from his own mental self-destruction. That's actually kind of awesome that we managed that. But not as awesome as getting a new spell level. Alright. Infinite power. Oh, Ooh, we get our first level 7 spell. Do we get anything fun at this point? We could get Prismatic Spray. Nothing fun. Alright, well, we'll probably just go with the obvious. Summon an even bigger elemental. Gonna shuffle that over here. Give me a second here, guys. Don't need that on the list. There we go. Okay, what time is it? I think he means 5% of metals, by the way, Plutonia. I could be wrong, though. Do we have... We don't have that done yet, do we? Did we... do that upgrade? Ah, nope, we haven't. 11 days. I'm in a weird position. I actually don't have anything to do right now. Again. The creeping death. Impassable thickets of poisonous plants and dangerous creatures have sprung up overnight, and rooted themselves even in the streets of local villages. Countless subjects have already fallen victim to giant fly traps and other monsters which have emerged from the hills. Okay. Kistin, Regengar, and Jaethal. I knew it wasn't long. It was under 2 weeks. Yeah, okay. Cancel. Yeah, go kill the spiders. Those should not exist. Telling you, all the spiders should just... been practicing, so it should be a little louder, like... Oh no, trust me. This actually gets rid of 100%. I'm not like Thanos. I'm a lot better than him. This removes everything. That was all the mosquitoes. And ticks, and mites. What else? Ants. In fact, all bugs. There we go. We're good. We're good. Bugs be gone.
Be careful, everyone.
Whoa! That is a Mandragora. And a swarm of Mandragora. Pause. Fireball. Nanites, Venters. Okay. Never mind. It was just the swarms.
For I am not. You are unmatched. There is still time for surrender. No contest. For I am not.
Strike with the lightning.
Fire healing.
Oh yeah, wasps, hornets. There we go. Let's see. What else should we destroy? Oh god, there's a worse one. Yeah, that one was pretty bad. You'll notice we had cheats on it. It was still pretty bad. A swarm of mandragoras. That's just mean. Well, he's not a hornet, Ventures. He's fine. We already got rid of spiders. Ladybugs are fine. Ladybugs are cool. They're cool. Aphids, you know, sure, whatever. He just call himself Hornet. It's like a nonsense word, like dung beetles. I don't care. They're fine. God damn it! Now what? Thanks. Snakes are fine. Oh, jeez. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure I did take that spell on her, I want to say? Freedom of movement, freedom of movement. Maybe I didn't. Did I take it on you? What level spell is freedom from movement? Freedom of movement. I have a feeling it's not that high level. I swear I took that spell on someone. I guess not. No, whatever. Why would I doom Platypi? Unless they're plotting against me. I knew it! How many days do we have until that? 1 day. Yay. Now what? Thank you, Morgalvel. I'll look it up in a second here. What's up, Lindsay? Iravetti wants me to go to the tournament. That's the next crisis, isn't it? Iravetti and Pitax. Well, that's not as bad as I thought. I was literally expecting something much more terrifying. Okay, I'm going to read this out loud. Imagine a roadhouse full of pirates, mercenaries, smugglers, spies, and other gentlemen of fortune. They're drinking to their successes, talking business, buying, selling, hiring, choking, burying. Now this roadhouse, and take this roadhouse, imagine it's the size of a kingdom. That was Pitax before Iravetti. Now imagine some unknown bard enters the roadhouse, pulls a few shady deals, and instantly becomes its owner. Everything's the same as it was, but now the walls are covered with portrait of the owner, a brass band plays music every night, a juggler with a pet bear walks over the room, gnome strippers dance on the tables, barmen sell a variety of racy substances from Numeria beyond its beer, and that's Pitax now. That sounds awful. Guys, I've decided to conquer Pitax. Why is he waiting till now to invite me? How should I know? I like this. She's like, I guess it could be a trap. No, it's totally a freaking trap. Yay.
Iravetti, king of Pitax, invited our king to a tournament. But why? A demonstration of neighborly amiability, perhaps? Unlikely. The ruler of Pitax was renowned for his devious guile.
Now let's set up some things for our in our absence. Okay, that's funny, Black File. So I can't do that. Where are we at? So I'm actually just going to sit on our BP right now rather than spending it, because I just noticed something. The minting gives us +1 BP per day for each 1,000 in the treasury. Excuse me. We have 1,000 in the treasury now. Now that caps out at 5,000 in the treasury, but as any good economist will tell you, one of the ways you should really work with money is not to spend until it's out, but to spend the excess of what you're building off of. It's a concept I refer to as the new zero, where rather than thinking of zero as when you're out of money, you think of, in this case, 5,000 as when you're out of money. And so you never let it go below the 5,000 mark. Make sense? Well, I'm going to take Lindsay. I mean, I'm just going to take my usual team, honestly. But I think I might do that tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and chop off for today.